Yeah, I'm Carleigh-Ann Portelli and we are the artistic directors of Naked Frank Theatre. We're trying very much, and have been for the last 6 or 7 years, to do as much as we can to give something back, and we're using art as a means of doing that, as opposed to just meaningless theatre and performance. The purpose of the project is most definitely a pull. We've been doing a lot of work in the mental health community for a long time, and we quickly realised that while we go home every Christmas, they don't. So it came from a place of love, I think. It was a pull to give something back to people that can't leave.
My name's Charlotte Ray and I'm playing the Ghost of Christmas Past.
I am Amelia Dennehy and I'm playing the part of Archangel Gabriel.
My name's Nicole Renton-Charmin and I'm playing Krampus.
So I am Beth Clarence and I'm playing Ari.
Of good cheer, Christmas is here. Merry, merry, merry Christmas. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. On they sing, on without end. Death joyful chants to every home.
The concept of this is very much just about us having a really great time. Yeah, that's sort of started with that earlier on, but I'll just pick that back up. We started it, and I'm sure there was something in it for you that perhaps pulled you in that direction, that it just is a really lovely thing at Christmas to give something back. And we're all about kind of having some fun, probably because there is a nostalgia in me that misses the drama school days of life. But also because I think the industry doesn't give artists enough time to actually enjoy a process. So this is about that as well.
It's a really open space to work in, so it feels really nice. It's quite different to rehearsal rooms that you sometimes experience otherwise, which are a bit more sort of set because you have a set structure and a set sort of like even like down to like exact words and things. But this feels really collaborative, which is really nice.
You're able to explore as an artist, which I think is a nice part. You have the freedom to like do what you want in the room and kind of work around that. It's nice. It's nice. Yeah.
It's been really good. It's been nice to be back in a creative environment because it's been a while, and nice to meet new people. Yeah.
It's been really like warm, welcoming. It's been such a good first day, to be honest. It's just nice to get to know everyone, get to know the story a little bit. I really want to read the rest of the script because I just want to like know all the details because I've got so many questions, but that means it's a good story because I want to know everything else, so all the ins and outs.
Day one is done. How did that go for you guys? How was that for you?
Banging. Great. It was good.
Amazing.
Super fun, super relaxed. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the process.
Lovely. Lovely, it's lush. It's Christmas. So from the minute that we commit to, okay, this is day one of the process, it's like you're travelling at 100 miles an hour and you have absolutely no time to breathe, think, stop, and you suddenly get to that end product and you go, how did we get here? I don't remember the half of the process of being here, but certainly one of our biggest things that we are really eager to do is to bring
an open forum for our actors and our performers and whoever we work with, our cast and our crew, so that we can work really openly with each other, so that it's an actual collaboration, we're working together. So yeah, from the word go, it's just madness.
Cheers, 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 cheers,
It's been a really great week, especially it was only week 2, but it feels like we've come a long way in that short space of time, and it's been emotional and it's about trying new things this week.
It's been really insightful. It's been challenging in such a good way in so many different areas that I didn't think I needed challenging, or I didn't think there'd be any more to be challenged with in regards to like improvisation with the acting and trusting other people. Yeah, it's been great. It's been so much fun. And also I think for the project in general, it's been really insightful, and it's to do a cause, like to support a cause like this is just incredible, especially over Christmas when they can't go home to their families and stuff like that, and finding out the details about mental health and how we can help them as actors is amazing. Yeah,
I love working with Claire and Carleigh, and I always get a lot out of the process, but also for this, it's like a time where you are performing, you're not performing for yourself or for like an applause or for a big audience. It has like a reason for it, as like a meaning to it, because it actually genuinely will make some people's day a lot brighter, and hopefully they will feel something from it. And that, to me, I get a lot more out of that than just thinking, oh, I did well then, and then sort of getting an applause and then going home. Like it feels like there's a reason for doing it, and I want to be a part of it.
Start of the process, certainly the first few days, we are in just pure exploration, singing, creativity, characters, text, just developing a sense of the world that we're going to go into. And then there will come a point when we start actually putting the actors in that world. So the costumes start coming into play, the props, the set. And then I guess halfway through the process, we're going to get to a point really soon where we are going to be in full performance mode.
Twas now that the ghost of Christmas past would reveal his true demeanour, for she too had been harbouring a wicked hatred for the festive season.
Obviously we're excited to get the costumes on, and it's like it's real. We feel like our characters now, like they're in the room with us when you're wearing them, kind of thing. The story is quite harrowing. So I think after all the fun and the games, what just happened was that we just in the zone, start getting into the story and really understanding what that means. Like the way that Carleigh was really trying to drill it into us and press the issues so that we really portrayed like the weight of the situation.
At some point this was a living thing. This piece of paper was a living thing. We chose to then take that living thing and dominate it. We chose to turn it into something that would be of use. You did that. You took a living thing and you chose to use it for your benefit. And now, when you feel comfortable to do so, because it is no longer serving you, you destroy it. Because it has no purpose.
So yeah, I just think once you start, once we started really paying attention to, once we really started getting into the scene, that's where our energy is directed. Like that, it will change, and I'm glad it did, because I think that means we're doing our job.
When you get costumes on, as your character for the first time that you sort of go, oh, that's how they move, that's how they handle themselves, that's what they are in the sense of that when you are moving around the space, it's very different if you're in a heel or if you're in flat shoes, if you're in a skirt, trousers, all of those kind of things. So it's actually really nice to get those on, and certainly for me today, like it was, I felt young in that costume, and I felt sort of quite vulnerable in that costume versus the other characters, which I knew that about her, but to have that confirmed with the way that she's dressed and the way that made me feel was really, really interesting. And I think carrying that through to the scene was really useful. I mean, obviously there's the complete flip side of that as well, that like getting costumes is just really fun. And it's the sort of like production side of it, and a sort of just really, really exciting bit as an actor, sort of with your own head on rather than your character's head on, just to see the whole show begin to come to life and come together in that way visually. And then obviously getting into that much, much darker, much more high stakes headspace by the time we got to the end of the rehearsal was really interesting. Yeah, big contrast, and sort of, but I think the costumes definitely helped that development tonight.
I think the reason why I feel like I can really trust everyone in the room is because I feel like everyone is on board with how important this project is, and that makes me feel safe.
So I guess the actors are going to go from developing their characters to pretty much living in their characters from the minute that they arrive. We're in show mode. And then the last part of the process is the dress run, putting the whole thing together. So the starting point is just playing with ideas. And then very soon we're going to be in the fit it together. Mm-hmm. And then finally we're going to be in now we have to make this an actual piece of theatre.
I think the night before was absolutely crazy. It's that moment when you go, okay, we need to pull the strings together. And with the cast, because it was such a short rehearsal process, really, really intense rehearsal process, but actually it required a lot of emotional investment, and the story was very complex. And because of that, in terms of giving the actors the script and learning lines, it took more time to settle, but because the rehearsal process was shorter, you have less time for it to settle. So when it comes to kind of crunch time, you literally, like they had overnight for it to kind of sink into the body and then deliver the product, the show, to the audience. So with the dress rehearsal, for me that was the biggest challenge because I really didn't feel confident. And I spoke to Claire, who said to me how it is a team, like it's a team effort and we're all there to support each other. So I was proud that I'd managed to go further than I had expected.
I, for one, was very excited on the day. I knew we were doing a really good thing. I was very excited to just put on a show for these people. Not knowing their individual stories or what they might have been going through mentally, but like I was just really excited to do what we were doing. We'd had like a rocky dress rehearsal where it all felt like it kind of was not together when it should have been, and so there was that element of stress and nerves because you want to do it. I wanted to do it right. We all wanted to do it right, do it justice, and put on a good performance. But really, I always had that thought in my head of just, we're doing a really cool thing.
In contrast to the dress run and how that went and everything, I feel like it was such a relaxing kind of experience. I think it was really insightful because for me, I've never been in a facility before. I've never been in that situation before, and the fact that I was able to perform in front of, you know, people who weren't able to go home for Christmas and stuff like that was really nice. But yeah, the performance was, I'd say we all kind of relaxed a little bit into our characters a little bit more, relaxed more into the story, because we realised this was our only time to do the performance. It was just one time. So I think we just kind of all mutually agreed, like, we're only doing this one time, it's for them. So yeah, I think it went really well. It was really nice.
Actually, it was lovely. It was very reflective, and it was very...
It felt quite like a holistic in the room.
Yeah, and it felt quite...
Yeah.
Quite appreciative almost that we were bridging that gap between things that are a struggle, but this is how you deal with them, and this piece of art, this piece of theatre is there to help you reflect and to help you challenge in a healthy way. And I was really pleased with that. I felt like it was an incredibly positive experience on the day. And I also think artistically for the cast, vocally they're exceptional. They're an exceptional team of beautiful vocalists. So the first song, that opens the show, and the first note, there was an audible gasp from the crowd, and they were of like, oh, we didn't expect that, the quality, I guess, or the I don't even know.
Well, the talent, the skills, the artistry,
and that for me was lovely.
It was really good to hear what people thought of it, or just not even thought of it, just like felt. And you'd be talking to people, and some would say like there was one guy who was quite young, and he'd said that he'd never seen anything like it before. He'd never really had access to live theatre, and for us that seems quite shocking, because it's something that was just always been part of our lives. You know, we were fortunate enough that as growing up we did have access to it. So that then I felt like, oh wow, like it actually is a big deal, and it will make a difference to them, even if it's something that they might not be thinking about right then. It could be like later on, or it could be on Christmas Day. It might just be something that they can think of, and it actually is like a positive memory or a positive thought.
It was very insightful, and I keep saying that word, but I feel like because it was a new environment for me, I was like lapping it all up. I wanted to experience everything that was there. Performance-wise, the actual performance, it felt quite relaxed. I think I said it to Claire and Carleigh when we went into the actual room. It was like the audience was like quite close to us, like where you are to me. And I was like, this relaxes me a little bit. It feels like quite informal. It feels like I'm having one-on-one with the audience members.
It wasn't about me or my abilities or what I wanted it to be. It kind of like gone from there. It was just about doing something for somebody else. And I don't think that in this industry we get that chance very often.
Claire and Carleigh, I think they work so well together, in a sense of they both equally did so much for us throughout the entire kind of experience, and it caused us as like cast members to feel so relaxed in the process. It was informal, but in the best way. It was very personal in the best way. I felt like we could really explore as actors like different things if we felt like we wanted to do something else on a certain bit, or you know, give a suggestion to what we could do. I felt like that was really taken on board with Claire and Carleigh, which I think you don't really get.
I would like to thank Naked Frank for their patience and their great, they manage to always make you feel like you can try anything. You don't have to worry about holding back or like making mistakes. They'd rather you made a mistake and tried something new, and so it felt like a safe environment.
I'd just like to thank them for the incredible work that they do for the mental health community, and I just think it's so important as someone who struggles with their mental health and has done for many years, that this project was very important to me because I really felt like I was giving back, and and they literally just do this out of the kindness of their own heart. It's great. I wish more people were like them.
Theatre can be a very, kind of self-indulgent, self-fulfilling prophecy career. And that's not why we do theatre. Theatre's there to create change. Theatre's there to open people's eyes, to expose art to people that don't have it. But the biggest one for me is change. Just change. Change opinions, change people's views, educate people. I think in terms of creating equality in the world, we're moving in the right direction, but there's still so many places in the world where people need their eyes opening to the reality of what other people are going through. And I think to go through mental health as an avenue for that is really healthy, because there's so many things that encompass mental health. It's not just how you're feeling or what state you're in your musical scale of mental health. It's your life events that are connected to that people don't know about with others. Or why is that person the way they are? Oh, because they've been through that. And I'd like to hope as we grow the company and we can create more projects that we have an impact on people's lives. That's the goal.
I 100% think that art is for everyone, and that art has a bigger purpose. It's the same thing really. Art has a bigger purpose than just entertainment, and it has a bigger purpose than just to pat the actors on the back. It serves a purpose of engagement, and it can be cathartic, and it can teach you life lessons, and it can expose stories that need to be exposed. And I think we're all creative. In our own way, we are all creative. Some people just are able to openly express their creativity more than others. But if we were all allowed room to be as creative as we all can be, I think we'd all be much happier, and I think we'd all get on a bit better.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. Peace and happiness in your life. To me, life's not long enough anyway. So, art's my first passion, or theatre performance. Acting is my first passion, and directing, and I think everyone should just jump on that bandwagon. So that's what we want.